see if we can get this into there. More and more F80 M3 going to merge together with the E30. This is going to be the biggest challenge I think yet. Well, let's see how far we can come. And one side is having some damage. I think we're going to cut this all out, then we can, well, straighten this back out, because if we look at this, these are normal and then this only needs to be straight, and we're going to use it from there. And if you can see the mark, I'm going to probably use it to there and weld that into the E30 back. So I think straighten this out will be fairly easy. And yeah, the chassis rail, well, that's all not so straight anymore, so that's why we could not use that. And at that point we weren't convinced that we were going to take this far. Firstly, before I'm going to weld these off, because they're tack welded in, I'm going to check to fit the towers with the original M3 strut brace from aluminium. We're going to wrench that in, align the towers onto the frame rails and then onto the aluminium strut brace, so that should make them both straight, and then can tack weld those in, and then we can weld everything off when we're having all the strength back in. I will tack weld it all around, then I will probably make the plates over there, tack weld those in, and when everything will be tack welded in, then we can weld everything off. So that's about it for this episode, I guess. And I think this is going to be a lot of work. So, let's start getting off what we don't need first. Yeah. Holy guacamole! Hey, this is, well, I probably didn't take a good look at this. This is a little bit more complicated than I thought what I seen in the first place. So it's outside connected, it's inside connected. The damage is a little bit bigger on the inside than I first have seen on the outside. So, wow, damn you. And this is 2 layers. So I want to get this off and hope that we could hammer this on. But this is a layer, and then there's an outside layer that's more outwards. They made this car strong, and it's all dented in, so phew, that was a big hit. Yeah, what can we do? I think the only way is just to clean this out and see how far we can get along. Oh, this is the strut tower. This is the strut tower that goes on the other side as well. And then, well, we're not going to use this. So hopefully if we remove this, we can get that up and straight again. Because the towers really look nice. Or do we get that upwards a little bit first? First, remove some more stuff and see what kind of room we have before we do anything crazy yet. If we remove some more metal, then it will be a little bit lighter to pull it outwards so that we can fix it. Just go with the flow, I guess. Look how much they connect all together. They're connected over here, and then they're connected on there, on there, on there, on there, on there, there, everywhere they are connected together. The old cars were way worse in comparison with these. Damn. Whew. Yes, boys and girls, this is better. Well, that is one down. Some final adjustments to go, but most of the dents are out and most of the lines are straight again, like almost how they should be. Now off to get the other one out so I can compare the final bits, straighten everything out to the point we want to go, and then we can see, well, how we're going to fit them into there. Because that is the whole issue on how far we need to cut off the towers to let them fit, well, inside this point somewhere in here. So not going to repair and get more dents and bits out before I know what to do. And we're all over, say it again. Well, here we have the brothers in arms. These need to go do it. Well, here we go. The big moment. Let's start cutting the suspension towers out. Let's start with one first and see, well, where we will end up. Of course, I'm going to try close it off as much as I can over here on this edge. So hopefully we can shove them in from below and we can weld them on, or maybe on this edge, or maybe against that edge. So hopefully we can do it that way. Well, let's just find out. All the playroom we've got. So this was roughly my first measurements. So I'm going to cut out of the E30. Then I will probably get some straight lines, put this tower straight up, and then measure back the same line, same angles, and then hopefully we can get it in between or something like that. Oh, what a hole! Okay. My idea is this. We're floating into space, and then we've got this edge. This is the E30 edge. So I'm going to flatten this edge off, that we're straight onto that edge. And then we go floating to, well, these new towers. This was the first rough measurement. So I hope we can cut this over there and then fit that straight to the edge. And then, or we can make a plate in here first and then weld that on completely, or we can weld it both under and below off into there and make a new arch or make a new edge that we are floating with this edge all along. And then we've got this strength, then we've got the strength of that point. So roughly that's the idea. These lines are the lines of these edges. So we can both, well, make them in place roughly, and then we can align everything perfectly, I hope. I want to keep. That I want to keep. That are all for the hood. So, well, just do a rough test fit, I guess then. How about the dirty? It's getting somewhere. It's fitting rather nicely. We are a little bit above the fenders, but the other side is the same. So the original tower is about the same height, so I think we're good on that. So that's this one. Sitting for so far so good. There are center holes all the way through these holes, so we can make a mold for those holes that we know this position is right, and then the only thing we need to find out is how much it goes inward and outwards, because I've cut it over here so it's shoved against this side, but maybe it needs to come a little bit more that way. But that's why we've got a strut brace to fit over. Now, let's quickly get the other side out and then see how far we go. Well, little happy too fast. Of course, little setback as in each project. Well, we know I tried to fix the damage, and then I was, well, check this side. I was scraping down this side that has no damage, and I'm way more to this edge and way more diagonal over the beam than this side. It's fairly straight. So I was thinking, oh, that's not good. So I fitted on the strut brace, and by the looks of the strut brace, I was having a little bit of the same issue. I wasn't, for my feel, getting close to the center of the strut tower. So, new solution. Well, getting use of all my tools again. Very handy. The thing is, this side is all good. The left side, well, by the looks of it, it's like almost 10 millimeters too high. So when we push it down, you can see the laser beam You can see the laser beam going in the good direction, and we're pointing almost the same as the other side. And when we measure this point at the other side, only this point needs to come down. So let's try that, and then scribe everything down, bend it all over, and make sure that every angle will be the same again. We can do it. Is he happy? Not so happy. Well, yes, let me take a look. It is going to look crazy cool, but we have a little bit of a problem. Well, with strut brace into place, and with all the measurements I did when it was on the floor on the old chassis rails, this should have been the measurements on how far I could come. But actually in the car everything is different, as always. This is the real tuning game. I was a little bit back and forward constantly. By the looks of this, I'm feeling really motivated on that point that we can make a strong structure with the opening we have over there. And if we can connect this really good to the outside of the chassis, I'm happy on how it will fall into place. I think everything will just fall in between of the complete side fenders, but how it's sitting this way, I'm not going to get it in the right position. So the solution, I think cutting this front piece off, so we can weld it on back later. Then I can, well, grind out a little corner of the inner arch, the inner piece, so we can fit them in from below, that we can get the complete strut towers in there. Then we can weld them all off, make some nice structural reinforcement, maybe even an extra tube in there, and then weld this one all back on with the spot welds. Then I can put in the strut brace, put in the front suspension, align everything, drop it into place, and weld it all in. And then we know for sure we got the right angles and the right positions, because this way I'm just not going to make it the way I would like it. So again, a little bit of a setback, but let's attack this point. Well, this is getting a little bit out of control. This is way more than I measured. with the other beams and what I can measure right now. And this is getting out of control. But there's no way back now. Fingers crossed that this is all going to fit, because I'm feeling it a little bit now. The first time in this project that I'm feeling a little bit worried. There's no way back. Let's do the same thing again on this side. Well, okay, I keep fitting this way, and I want now some points to know for sure that we're getting into exactly the same spot every time. So, from factory there are some holes, and this hole is all the way to the beam. So I'm going to make a quickie adapter to fit in the holes, so that will keep it aligned. Well, here we go. New day, doors open, sun's in, so well, hopefully I can let it open with the cameras all turning outward. It's a little bit shady and filming. First up, removing the springs, and then let's get the front struts in and start the real measurements if we can get everything aligned perfectly. It's looking good. I'm going to make the bushings for this side to center the strut as well, so well, we can always push it up or down a little bit, but well, when we had it on the work table, I got everything aligned with the laser and with straight lines, so it should be kind of okay. I think it's still a little bit off when it's in the car, but I think, well, in this way, centers in, pushing it up and down, and then maybe tack weld it in for the first run, that we're getting close. Let's prepare the beams and possibly the strut towers before putting the stretching, because I think when they are in and they are sitting perfect, we're not going to go back. So lots of prep work for now. Get the springs off, and I can talk a lot, but let's do some work again. We're getting close and more excited than yesterday. A little night of sleep is always good for the brain to settle down or settle in a little bit and get the motivation back. Well, sometimes it really feels that those automotive companies have some kind of stake in in wrenching tools or something. You always need something special. The socket 20 is the only one that will fit over it, but it is multiple tooth again. So what the beep is always with these wrong freaking bolts on every car? Why didn't they keep it simple? I've got so many tools and never have enough. Well, I will just gently try this. Now I have something that fits. Forgive me, BMW gurus, for trying, but now I have something that fits. And it's nice and tidy off. Lots of fiddling around first. I think now I am prepared properly, because, well, when it maybe should be, eventually will be the way that, well, we get it perfect this try. I want to spot weld them in and not going to take them out again, because it is not the easiest way. So why not prepare everything and see how far we can get along and hopefully spot weld it in a little tiny bit to end this episode, because we don't want to end on a low that there's nothing in. And well, my time is running out this week, so at least let's try to fit them, put some suspension stuff on and then go from there. Well, that is actually a nice one-liner of one thing to explain why I'm doing this YouTube stuff. Of course, to entertain you, maybe teach you something sometimes a little bit, maybe gives you some tips and tricks, and of course motivate everybody, because that's one of the most important and fun things that I like. All of your comments, that I motivate you to go back onto your project, to go back onto your projects again, or even if I can help you out with some tips, let me know. But this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this YouTube. Eventually in the future, I hope that I never have to think about time running out again. That I can be full pull on one or two projects at a time and don't have to think about the cost, running the shop, everything in between that keeps me so damn busy and makes it so difficult to stay on one or two projects full pull ahead and finish them way quicker and show you way more than I'm doing and trying to do right now. So hopefully in the future every one of you is helping me making this dream come true of making full-time content and full-time building these cars for you, to show you more motivation, more tips and tricks, and more of everything of the crazy stuff that I'm doing. So thank you all for watching, and of course like and subscribe to the channel. And now let's try and fit the front suspension. Don't talk back, let someone talk dirty. Don't talk back, let someone talk. Don't talk back, let someone talk. Back, let someone talk. Don't talk back, let someone talk dirty. Don't talk back, let someone talk. Don't talk back, let someone talk back. Don't talk back, let someone talk. Don't talk back, let someone talk dirty. Is this pushable? Oh, okay, that's doable. Then what's up next? What's up with this fucking asshole? Waar moeten die dingen? Ja, we zien het wel. This is still going to fit. Oh, what a craziness in this episode again. I think there are some tweaks and twiddle and tweaks that I need to finalize to get the towers perfectly. But when we're getting so close, that final couple of millimeters shouldn't be that bad. And if by the looks of this, well, it's a little bit too lot of sunshine. Maybe I should close the door. By the looks of this, I think the hood should be no problem. And we can fit everything together in the engine bay. It will be, well, a little bit of a challenge to get everything flowing right again. But the fitment is there. The fitment should be good. Some aligning in the next episode because I'm running out of time. And that's it, folks, for this episode. Let me know in the comments what your opinions are on this point of view. I am really excited. I am really happy. And yes, this is getting somewhere now. We've got, well, the first pieces of suspension under. That means we will be able to check every alignment, every point of view that, well, where everything needs to be. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel and see you all in the next episode.